Hello everybody, welcome to the Patriot News and Interview channel. I'm your host, Stephen Malone, the Rogue Warrior. Today I have a very special guest and personal friend of mine, Mr. AJ Roberts. Hello AJ, how you doing, mate?
I'm very well, brother. Thanks for having me on your show. Awesome stuff.
Good man. Right, mate, I would like you to tell my viewers a little bit about your background and what you do.
Yeah, thank you. And my name's AJ, and I'm a 15-year British Forces veteran. I spent 15 years in Her Majesty's Royal Engineers, serving in multiple tours of Afghanistan and Iraq and other sandy and non-sandy places around the world. Thoroughly enjoyed my time in the British Forces, and it helped shape me to who I am. Now I'm a business mindset and branding coach. I help businesses and people all around the world increase the level of their business, their profits, their confidence, and their overall mindset, like to create better things in life. Something I thoroughly love doing. I work with different clients from all over the world, different countries, and I do a lot of speaking as well, much like yourself, although not to sort of like the same extent. And I have my own podcast as well, called the AJ Roberts Show. Nice and simple. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Great. I actually had the honor a few weeks ago to actually be on your show. Excellent show, highly recommended. If people want to find you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so on Instagram, I'm at Mr._AJ Roberts. And then I'm just at Mr. AJ Roberts across all other platforms, and the same as my website. It's just MrAJRoberts.com.
Excellent. No worries.
And then obviously the podcast is just called the AJ Roberts Show. So it's all really simple.
Excellent. Good man. That's what it's about. Keep it simple and it works. Right, mate. Can you tell us a little bit about your coaching that you do as well?
Yeah, so I've coached for years, like in all different types of like disciplines. When I was in the military, and that obviously coaching like younger lads, like mentoring all the time. That's a good thing about the military; it kind of puts you in those kind of experiences in those sort of in that kind of limelight. And then I was doing strength and conditioning coaching, like taking PT all the time, and I was always getting like new qualifications, just to broaden my sort of knowledge and experience. I left the military for a while. I had a gym in Australia, which was really, really good. I had like about 100 members, sort of like at the highest peak. And I was obviously coaching sort of like constantly every day. So it's how you transfer those skills really. When I left the military in 2018, I started my own coaching business. So I was taking on a few clients. I wasn't trying to like grow too big, too quickly. And I'd studied like business, and I've always been like an entrepreneur. I've always tried to make multiple streams of income. I'm a very, very big believer in that. 2020's taught us anything. It's the importance of having multiple streams of income. Yeah. So, I was like, my head's been so fixated in business and how to elevate your current situation. So by helping people create a more robust mindset, along with like proven business strategies I've created, like my own personal framework and syllabuses, it enables me to deliver like quite unique coaching programs to take anybody really from like where they are now, especially those that are in the current pandemic and have struggled, especially in the UK. Businesses are pretty much on their arse basically, to get them from that position into a much better elevated position, which is better financially and emotionally and physically.
Great. Well, that is what this channel is about. And you're a veteran, so your business is a veteran-owned business. Have you got any advice or any messages you want to send to any other veteran businesses out there that are struggling at the moment?
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do is instantly accept that like you're not alone. There's loads of other businesses out there struggling, the veteran and not veteran. And like anything, the best thing you can do is surround yourself with people who are doing well in the sort of either the industry or the niche that you're in, or doing the things that you aspire to do. Learn from them. It's so important to get around those people all the time anyway. So if you've been kind of quite secluded or almost living in your own little box, you've got to get out of it. you've got to get out there. You've just got to network like hell. You've got to get around as many people as possible who want to lift you up, see you win. Find yourself a coach, find a mentor. You know, I did it myself. I have a coach. You know, it's really important to get yourself around as many people as possible that you know, are far more knowledgeable than you and can, you know, show you that light at the end of the tunnel. You know, for you to really take advantage of.
Yeah, it's that is an important message. Now, Melqosh Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about this, please?
Yeah, so as you know, Melqosh is a phenomenal charity. It's been around just over 12 years. And it's very much fixated on helping the amputees, the rape victims, and their children and families of the Blood Diamond Civil War victims. Now, we've both been there and witnessed it firsthand, like the devastation that the Blood Diamond Civil War left there during the 90s and early 2000s. I was fortunate to go there as like a proper junior soldier, like when I first joined towards the end of the war, and seeing my own eyes like the devastation of it. But always said to myself that I would love to go back there at some point in peacetime and, you know, visit the amazing landscape and the people. And I got the opportunity to do that last January through Faith. She's the CEO of Melqosh, as you know, and went there in January after quite a hard fought couple of months raising money to pay for medications to take and run some medical missions, which is one of the priority tasks of the actual charity itself. These medical missions then enable like a lot of the amputees from all over to come congregate together, speak to the doctors about their problems, and then get prescribed some ailments and some medications to help them with their problems. A lot of the amputees now obviously struggle with a lot of pain because of, like, you know, where they've had the amputation and stuff like that. And especially the younger people, they've had, you know, often had multiple operations because they're amputated at such a young age when they were young. So obviously their actual like limb still tries to grow. So if you imagine, like, if you have your arm removed or your forearm, the blood vessels and everything else like that still tries to grow. So they end up like almost spaghetti, forming like a spaghetti shaped sort of thing inside the limb, and causes like horrendous pain, and it does for thousands of people. So the work that Melqosh does is just phenomenal. And, you know, Faith, bless her, has like kind of done this almost single-handedly for like sort of 10 years or so. And now we've come on board and given her a much greater opportunity to like do more work, like through our skills, our knowledge on the ground, our ability to kind of get the job done, sort of thing. Which is great, and it's just an amazing thing to be a part of. And the relationships I've now formed with so many of the villagers, and get daily WhatsApp messages from a lot of them asking how we are in the UK, which is what I absolutely love. You know, these guys live in poverty at the end of the day. You know, they're a very poor country. I just love how they jump on a WhatsApp message to make sure we're all coping all right during lockdown. It just shows how humble they are, though, and why I love them so much.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a humbling experience. I just want to give a little shout out to my military contacts. I'm not allowed to name them, but thank you for the medical supplies that we received, and that are over there at the moment helping Melqosh Mission International. Outstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Me and AJ will be out on the ground in the not too distant future in Sierra Leone, and we will be doing some live video feeds and taking some outstanding photographs to share with everybody when we get back to England as well. Right, AJ, tell us what your plans are for the future. I know some of them are quite interesting.
Yeah, well, obviously, like anybody, and I've kind of got to practice what I preach, really, when it comes to having to pivot through these times. So I've had to adapt and overcome, like many people during this pandemic. Obviously, my business is very much home based, but I wanted to branch out more and kind of explore the lands outside of the United Kingdom at the minute. I find a lot of the demographic in UK when it comes to sort of coaching and trying to get people to be kind of proactive and stuff like that. Like people are a lot more reserved here in UK. They didn't really get the difference between like cost and value and stuff like that, and it can become a bit frustrating. So because I love the like countries and the people so much, so I'm really trying to branch out over to the United States, make more contacts over there. I've recently made a really fantastic colleague, I can call her now, over the United States, and we've kind of merged together. We're going to be running some group coaching programs. First one starting at the beginning of March, and it's basically going to be all based around improving your mindset, sort of like mindset transformation. And we've actually decided to kind of like go firm on making it a regular thing. So that, which is great as well. She coaches just women. I coach a mixture of people, but like predominantly men, army background. So we're kind of like bringing the two together, which is really great. As you're aware, also I've been headhunted to feature in a reality TV show over in the United States, being filmed in Miami, which basically involves entrepreneurs and thought leaders from around the world coming together to basically try and design and build a viable business that can solve a global social issue. And everything ranging from cyberbullying to racism to a pandemic, reinventing the school system, like all these really cool things. So it's not your run-of-the-mill celebrity TV show where they're like, they said like, yeah, just go and snog him and, sell his newspapers. It's not like that kind of stuff. It's very much about changing lives, and so it's kind of a mixture of Shark Tank, Apprentice, all mixed together.
It's going to be interesting. I know a little bit more about that because we've obviously spoken off camera. That is going to be an incredible thing that you're going to be involved in.
Yeah.
Because of some of the names involved as well, it's going to be massive.
Yeah.
So I would suggest my viewers, as soon as that's up and running, AJ will be becoming a rock star. So there we go. But no, mate, from me and the veteran community, thank you so much for everything that you're going to be doing on that and shining a light on a lot of things. I just would like to take you back a little bit to when you were in the forces and you came out of the armed services. How did you find the transition period?
For me, it was very much a case of taking control of what I can control, because and acknowledging that and identifying that from the minute I signed off and I decided to leave. I say it to guys and girls all the time, because I speak to a lot of people who are in the process of leaving and transitioning. They're like kind of stuck. Their mindset's not quite in it. Depending on where you are as well, like some areas, I know garrisons and that seem to be more involved with service leavers than other places. I speak to some people who say like, I've got no help whatsoever, I was just out on my own. Some people say like, I was on all these courses and that. So there needs to be a lot more consistency throughout the country. But I'm a control freak, and so it's a good thing I was leaving, because I don't like being sort of told what to do. I like to do my own thing. So I took control of my resettlement myself. So I did like a level 7 in executive coaching and mentoring. I did like all these really, all these different courses now. And it wasn't so I had like loads of like nice bits of paper to show people. It was more for my own knowledge and that, and utilizing the time I had leaving, to the best of my ability with all the free resources that are in front of you, that you get. I see it time and time again, and you will too, like the amount of people who just don't utilize what's in front of them and what's available. And then they get to right at the end and they're like, oh, has anyone got any jobs going? Anyone know what's best course to do for this and this, like a week before they're getting out? I see it all the time. And so, for me, the transition was very much, I was very kind of like self-absorbed, if you know what I mean, but I was spending a lot of time surrounding myself with loads of people outside the military who are like big entrepreneurs, people who are like, you know, have gone from rags to riches. Like all these people got amazing success stories, and just networking with all these people. And it's, you know, it's one of the reasons why I'm here today doing what I do, because of that, because of that work I put in that time.
You picked up on a point there on the word networking and connections, very important. So anybody who's coming out of the services, you're networking, building up your network and talking to people. It is time very well spent. It is important. And you'll be amazed from people you meet in the business world and your connections. If you've ever got a question, ask them. I'm a very strong believer. If I don't know something, I will go to somebody and I will ask them. You're never too old to actually learn. And you'll be amazed at the response you actually get from these people. Could be well known in the business world or in any kind of element of that. They will respect the fact, and 99% of the time, they will take a couple of minutes out of the day, answer your questions, or they'll have a chat. Because don't forget, these people that are successful all had to start somewhere, and they all asked advice back then as well. So it's important. I think reaching out, speaking to people, surrounding yourself with the right people is important as well. AJ, you were a very good example of what a positive mindset can achieve as well. It's very important. In this country, especially at the moment and throughout the world, there's a lot of negativity. People have got to rise above that, move forward, stay positive, keep an outlook. It's a positive thing. The situation at the moment in the world with the COVID, I'm not going to speak about that much or get involved in any of the politics of that, but it will pass, end of, okay? And what people have got to realize is it's how you're going to be mentally and where you want to be when this passes. I've seen it myself. This situation has brought out the worst in some people, but it's brought the best out of others. And I've seen some incredible work done by individuals and the charities. There's a lot of little military charities out there which are doing incredible things. So it's important, isn't it, AJ? Keep a positive mindset at all times. Do you want to add anything to that?
No, I totally agree with everything you said there, mate. And like I touched on before, here in the UK, you know, we're kind of, you know, without going into the politics of it, like there's a lot of negativity and it starts at the top. There's not a lot of positivity that's pushed outwards from the top. So it's important that, you know, leaders amongst us are getting out there and we're actually showing people that, like, look, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is loads of things that you can do, and getting people to understand that the quicker you take control of what you can control, so take control of the controllable, you know, the sooner the better, really, because some people just need to hear that. We don't get that from the top, like, unfortunately, and, you know, it's something that's been dearly missed. However, that said, there's plenty of scope there for you know, people like myself, any other people of like positive influence throughout the country. You know, it's our duty to help people in that way, because not everyone wakes up in the morning and is all like, oh, I'm positive. You know what I mean? You know, I don't do that, by the way.
I was going to mention that one.
Yeah, cut that one out. Yeah, it's, you know, and you can't be positive 100% of the time. It's just impossible. Yeah. You know, I have wobbles, you know, like, and because of the stature that I've kind of made myself, I do get a lot of people approaching me who've got like serious problems and are like at wit's end. You know, I spoke before about helping people recently, like stopping them from killing themselves. Yeah. And when just having those conversations, you know, afterwards you're just like, oh, Jesus, like it takes it out of you, you know. But you know, it's stuff like that's happening throughout the country, so we've got to look out for each other. But at the same time, just literally like get a grip of what you can control, like, because everything that's pushed out there in the media, and it is all negative, you know, that there is a narrative there, but it's not a positive one, you know, and it's not, you physically can't change that. The only way you can change it is the meaning you put to it all. So you need to make that meaning as positive as possible. So start making small little changes that can in your daily routine and stuff like that. That's just going to help you see things a lot more positive. So start your day in a more positive manner. Don't just get up in the morning and look at your phone straight away, go on the news and Twitter and stuff like that, or start getting into heated arguments or looking at negativity, because it just sets your day up for failure.
Absolutely.
And then next day, the next day, same old. And that is what becomes Groundhog Day for people. Yeah. So just try and put as much content in your head as much as you can. We are what our head consumes. Absolutely, we absolutely are. So if you're just like pushing loads of negative, content and sources of media like into your head, that's just how you're gonna live your day.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? Keep a positive mindset. We all get bad days. I get them. AJ, you get them. Everyone out there will get them again. Rise above it, and always remember tomorrow is a new day. Okay, positive mindset. Move forward. Happy days on that one. Right, AJ. I'll wrap it up there. I'd like to say thank you so much for being on the show as well. Interesting, and I know there's big things that are coming your way, and I look forward to our trip to Africa, mate. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I can't wait. Thanks for having me, buddy. And I love the show. Love what you're doing. And I hope the viewers keep tuning in, because this is a fantastic thing you're doing here, mate. And make sure you subscribe.
Happy days. Yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Right, AJ, if you can stay on the line for a couple of minutes, I'm going to sign off. But before I go, I'd like to thank my sponsors and my supporters, the Dead Mammoth Coffee Company. Big shout out to them. If you want some coffee, look them up on the internet. Sterling timepieces. If you want a watch, look up Sterling. Outstanding. And Triangular Fragrances, New York. It's all the veteran-owned companies. Look that one up. Incredible story. Okay, I'm going to sign off now, and please watch our sponsors' videos at the end. Some incredible footage on there. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye from the Patriot team.